The Ayrshire coast, famous for its legends of the cannibal Sonny Bean and his family of inbreeds.
Bean, a criminal from the Far East, Edinburgh, took refuge in a cave on this very beach where he and his family kidnapped travellers and ate them.
The Sonny Bean legend has been dismissed as just stories created by the English to demonise Scotland. There was, however, a true Scots hero who lived in a cave on this coast.
The cave is not too far from here, although its exact location is unknown. It was the lair of Grant Ballantyne, the famous defence lawyer of the downtrodden working classes, victimised by the rich English landowners. He was famous not only for his fiscal ability, but for his habit of having charges turned on the prosecution.
Take the case of Jim McGregor, an Irish farmhand accused of murdering several people, including 2 children and 8 nuns.
The case was legendary. The mutilations the bodies were said to have suffered were worse than any in history. In spite of this, and the half a dozen eyewitness accounts, McGregor was found not guilty.
Not only did Ballantyne prove that the witnesses could not be telling the truth, as them and their families left the country never to return in suspicious circumstances, weeks before the incident even took place.
Any evidence that had existed no longer seemed to exist. In fact, even McGregor's supposed victims had disappeared. This led to a countrywide nun hunt for the 8 sisters of a local convent, in suspicion of conspiring to imprison a free man and the kidnapping of children.
Perhaps the most controversial piece of history in Ayrshire happened here, by this cliff. In 1949, the beautiful country house that stood here collapsed into the sea.
Following recent investigation, although the reason for the collapse is still unknown, it is clear it was deliberate.
This sparked further investigation of the wreckage, and although most had been washed away, there was one interesting find.
This letter is in such bad condition that I'm not even supposed to touch it. As you can see, the letter is signed by Adolf Hitler and addressed to Winston Churchill. It describes the whirlwind and heavily sexual romance they had circa 1938. And as you can see, it is written in French, the international language of the homosexual. This discovery puts a new slant on the Second World War that broke only a few months later.
To find out more, go visit Malcolm Cunningham's complete and unabridged history of Scotland.co.uk.